The first day that I moved to LA, got my phone stolen. First day. Hi guys, welcome back to Kylie's Clubhouse. Today we have a very special guest. It's me. I have moved to LA exactly 1 year ago today, which is crazy. So I wanted to just come on here, first episode, tell you guys a little bit about me, about my background, what I do, what I've been doing since I came to LA. And I always knew I wanted to do something creative. You know, people are always like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Oh, I knew I was going to be a creator. From the moment I popped out of that womb, I said, nothing else is for me. And I've always been like that. I've always known what I want to do. It's never been a question. Trust, everyone was doing volleyball, soccer. I hated running. I was the fucking goalie because my fat ass didn't want to run down the field. Volleyball, that was what my sister did. Girl, when the ball came towards me, I literally dodged it. Like, I didn't want to be playing sports. So my parents put me in dance, which was like the most creative sport that one could do. But girl, after dance, I was on YouTube looking up tutorials, how to crochet, rainbow loom, paint, duct tape wallets. Like, I had a whole craft situation going on. I was drawing everywhere, drawing on my iPad, taking art classes. That's all I wanted to do, all from like elementary school to fucking high school. Then COVID hit. At that time I was applying for colleges and I was like, you know what? Should I do interior design or graphic design? I started learning graphic design during COVID and I was like, this is my shit. This is what I'm going to do with my life. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Boy, was I wrong. I went to school in San Diego. So I lived there the last 4 years before I moved to LA doing graphic design. I was like, this is my passion. This is my life. This is what I live for. And one day I walked it. Guys, this is why you need to be bold. One day I just quit I had gotten fired from one of my jobs. This story for another day. Basically, I got fired, let go. I got laid off, okay? And I wasn't really looking for work. I was like, you know what? It was junior year. I was like, this semester is really hard. I'm just going to chill. Because I had worked all throughout college. I was like, I'm just going to chill. Like, I have enough money for this semester. And then next semester when I come back, I'll get a big girl, like, graphic design job. I was walking down the street. I saw this agency. And it was, like, a creative agency. And you don't really see those in person. So I was like, let me just walk inside and see if they're hiring for an internship. So I literally marched in there. I was like, y'all hiring or what? Because mama needs a job. And they said, no, we're not hiring for graphic design, but we are hiring for social media. I said, I'll try that. I like doing TikTok dances. I like going on my phone. Okay. Like, God for fucking bid. I'll do that. They were like, you can work here as an intern for 6 months. If you like it, we'll let you do graphic design. I fucking loved it. I loved everything about social media. It like mixed my love for graphic design and like making content. I was like, okay, this is actually what I'm meant to do. And I had a plan to move to a big city post grad. I was like, I'm gonna move to LA or New York. I honestly wasn't even like thinking about working in music. It wasn't even really honestly on my radar. But I knew I wanted to work in like entertainment or like music adjacent. Before I moved to LA, I had never worked a music job in my life. After I worked at this agency for a year, I was applying for jobs in New York and LA, internships, fashion, beauty, entertainment, like any of the big things that most people would go for. And I got a job at a record label in LA, an internship. It was marketing and A&R. And I was so upset, you guys. I was like, I can't get any internships. I had all this graphic design and social media experience. I can't get any internships. I'm getting denied from everything. This is like marketing and A&R. It's not even creative. Like, it's not what I want to do. So I was just upset and I was mad at myself. I was thinking like I wasn't good enough. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with my life. As one does when they're post-grad and they're crashing out. So I was still living in San Diego. My parents are from the Valley. So during the week, I would live at my parents' house in the Valley, drive up to LA to work, and then go back. And then on the weekends, I was living in San Diego. So I was all over the place. And I knew my lease in San Diego was up and my internship was coming to an end. And I was like, you know what? I really think that I can work in music. Like, this is something I really, really want to do. I signed a lease to move to LA. I had no job. My internship was ending. I was interviewing, but I didn't have a job. And a week after I moved in, I got my current job. Woo! I wanted something that was mine, so that's where I came up with Clubhouse. Clubhouse was actually from a school project. The prompt for the project was create anything that you're passionate about. I was really passionate about fashion and music, so I kind of just mixed those two together. I was like Clubhouse Collective. It's a music brand, a fashion brand for people who love music. I created it as a joke, like for the class, never intending on this to come to fruition later. Boy, was I wrong. So really in the end of 2025, post grad, just like everyone was thinking about my life, what I want to do. And I want to work with EDM artists because that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm going to all these shows and meeting all these artists, but like, how do I take it to the next level? So I had that dope Clubhouse Collective logo. I was like, and I love talking to people. So I'm like, let me just interview people. I literally put a whole deck together, sent it out to a bunch of artists, hoping that one would fucking hit. At this point, it was just an idea. There was nothing to show them, like, oh, this is what my work. Do you want to come on the interview? January, I sent all it off. Finally, bless Angry Baby. Shout out Angry Baby. Sam was the first person I interviewed. I was so nervous my first time. So I walked down from my house all the way to the beach, and I like walked around for an hour trying to find a good spot for us to like post up our interview. I like was testing all this shots. I probably have a video of me doing this, honestly. And yeah, and that was the first one. And from there, it just kept on fucking going. And I'm so excited to see where it goes. I mean, I love doing interviews. I love talking to people. But again, I'm always trying to push the mark. Like I want to do more. I want to have more people on. I want to talk to more people. I want to go to more shows. But yeah, I do it all by myself. I go to the locations by myself. I find the locations by myself. I film myself. I edit. And hopefully through doing this, other people are inspired to start their own thing. I think a lot of people are nervous that they don't have a team or, someone to support you. But at the end of the day, like, if you're not going to do it, someone else will. Just do it. You need to just get up and fucking do it, honestly.